It has been said that our words and thoughts create our existence, whether positive or negative. Do you believe that what we continually focus on can become our reality? This is what is called the law of attraction. Bible enthusiasts often quote the scripture, "You can speak life or death with the tongue." So if we continuously speak positive about our lives, then eventually it would harden into fact. So then the opposite must be true as well. Negative words would become true also. Consider a woman who lived her life focusing all of the negative events she saw on or read in the news, always watching murder series and such. She, some might say, engrossed her entire existence on tragic and horrifying endings. So then it would not be a surprise to find that this same woman ultimately met the same fate as those she viewed or read about. She immersed herself in negativity and thus brought it into her own existence. It is important that we not only think or say positive thoughts, but our entire focus must be on good and happy things. She never imagined or perhaps even thought she herself would meet such a fate. But how about the case of a very beautiful young college student who her whole life for some reason had a fear of being kidnapped and never returned to her loved ones? This young woman basically lived her life in fear and waiting for the worst of scenarios. Needless to say, one night at a gas station, her worst nightmare became true. They found her car, but she was nowhere to be found until sometime later, discarded like debris. This beautiful and promising young student had unknowingly created her own demise. This is a true story. Please do not let this harsh reality turn you off, but enlighten you. We must stay diligent in trying to focus on positive things, especially as it pertains to us. So can having a fear of flying eventually lead to being in a plane crash? Not necessarily so, but if you become obsessed with the latter vehicle, who is to say it won't? Case in point, early rock and roll star Ritchie Valens, who sang La Bamba, had a tremendous fear of flying, and again, as fate would have it, he ended up in a fatal crash. Whether we want to believe it or not, there is something to this law of attraction. With that being said, we should all try to stay on the positive end as much as possible. When we get a negative thought, immediately replace it with a positive one, and also keep what we view and listen to as positive as we can. Why tempt fate? Namaste.